morning, friends. If anyone is curious where Lefty spends his nights, this is the bed that he lays in, which is on the floor right next to the head of my bed. Now, most nights, somewhere in the middle of the night, he wakes me up, kind of talking a little bit. Starts out very quiet till I wake up, and then I say, "Come on," and he jumps on up on the bed with me and spends the rest of the night with me. So that's our little routine that we do. But that bed is where he starts his nights, sleeping every night.
Good morning. So we're on our second morning here. Third morning here? I'm not sure. So I've got the generator running this morning, just topping off the batteries. It's like yesterday or this morning, the whole campground cleared out except for there's one other camp over there. So what I'm gonna do today is do a little bit of video work, and we're gonna cook up a steak this afternoon, steak and onions out here on the grill, and take this guy for a WALK. Oh, he wants those utensils in that frying pan so bad. You just can't reach it, can you? I got you. Okay. I'm gonna hook up Lefty to the short leash and we'll walk around the campground a little bit. Still gotta pack up the bed. I was working on some video this morning, getting one ready to upload. Hold on. Stay. Hold on. Okay. So let's take a walk around, look at this campground. So each spot has a fire ring and a picnic table. And the spots are pretty level. I'm level on mine. The first spot I had pulled into, I was not level. So I scouted out and found a better location. Had some more sunlight, wasn't so nestled up in the woods, a little bit drier, and we moved real quick. So this is the grassland here. You can see it's really peaceful. Out there, don't know if you can pick them up, but there's some animals. I don't know if they're cows or sheep. It's posted that there's sheep grazing here and that there's dogs, the herding dogs. There's a sign here that's just warning about that these dogs are out there. So there are hiking trails and I think, horse riding trails up here. And I believe there's actually a horse focused RV camp right up the street. I looked on Google Maps, Google Earth, and you can see the campground with spots for pulling in your truck with your horse trailer on it to access these trails. So yesterday we took a pretty good walk up in these hills here. I've got to run Lefty. I would really love to be able to unhook him from the leash out here, but I just don't know. I can't trust him, and I think he might make a beeline for those. I think they're cows as I'm looking at them now. I think he might go straight at them, and I can't have that, I don't want him to get injured. I don't want him to bother the animals. And I don't know that I could get out there to hook him back up to the leash if he takes off on me. I used to let him off the leash at our local walking area, the Little League fields, but only for short periods of time. And he doesn't take off, but he also doesn't respond to me telling him to come back. But if I catch up with him, he doesn't keep running. He doesn't like try to run away from me. He'll let me walk right up to him and hook the leash back up. But that's only if I can catch up to him. Now at the house, when he's like gotten out the door, he just takes off. He literally just takes off with no concern for rules or regulations or anything. He just hauls butt. And one time, the Brenda from up the street was over. She had Apollo, her dog, and Lefty got out the door of the house. He went out to them, and then you could see where he like lifted his head up, had the realization that he wasn't hooked to anything, and he turned and just hauled ass and ran all through the neighborhoods. I had to chase him down. And I caught up to him, and he didn't keep running. He let me come up and grab him, and he had no collar or anything on that time, so I had to grab him by his neck, the skin of his neck, and politely walk him back to the house. So that's what I'm afraid of. He just gets this spirit in him. I mean, when he realizes he's not hooked, he just takes off. And I can't have that out here, because that would be devastating to, not be able to catch him. And if he got loose up in these hills, I don't know if I've ever find him. And I don't know that he'd come back. That's the problem. I think he would, but I just don't know. Hey. Oh, this is his grass. He found some great grass over here. He is definitely a grass eater. Always has been. He doesn't eat it to throw up. He just eats it. I don't know if he's vegan or what, but he just goes at it. He found this patch over here. Oh yeah, this is good grass. I posted an Instagram of him, a quick video of him eating this grass. It's a great little video. We're in the Dakota Prairie grasslands, and he found the good grass for sure.
Dude, what are you doing? Lefty, what are you doing?
Okay, come on. Come on. We can come back and get more later. It's not going anywhere. Come on. Come on. Get some last bites. Come on, pup. Come on. Let's go. So this campsite has 2 vault toilets, one right here and then one on the opposite end of the loop.
What we're going to do is walk around the Jorgens Hollow Campground. The microphone I was using had a lot of wind noise, and instead of battling with that, I'm just going to show the video and add in some voiceovers here. So this is a campground that has vault toilets. Vault toilets here, they're really nicely maintained, very clean, stocked with toilet paper. They look fairly new construction wise. They don't look like they've been there very long. And there are 2 of these vault toilets. One at the one we're looking at right now, which is kind of at the front end of the campground, and then around the back side there's a second one, which is back more where a lot of the horses are kept. So this campground, some of the campsites are designated for horse friendly, I guess you'd call it. So if you're coming here with horses in a trailer, you have to use one of the locations, one of the sites that is set up for the horses. Um, they have hitch posts, I noticed. But it also, I think in the literature, I also read that, if you get there and there's no more campgrounds, you can use one of the other ones, and vice versa. If you are coming there with no horses and there's only campsites that are designated for horses, then you can use one of those. So, but the ones that are horse friendly do have some amenities and things that's specific for the horses.
Into the drive, we're going to stop at Walmart that I found and pick up a few things. I do need some long johns, some better winter socks. So we're just going to pick up some really clothing items, and if they have any boots that are worth buying that aren't totally crap, I'd like another pair of the Skechers boots that I have, and if I can find a store that has them in that same stop area, then we'll grab them too. Hold on, left. So they did a controlled burn on May 4th this year, and then they're treating, through the summer they treated it with Roundup, and then they're going to be planting this fall. So they're working on restoring this area. So here's what I was talking about: the sheep grazing, livestock protection dogs are in use. We'll be checking that out. So from May through October, sheep grazing. This is a free campsite. Hey, this is free. You can see that they're thinking about imposing a $10 a night fee. I know you're gonna help me read this, Left, but as of right now, it's still free. Okay. Well, this is the entrance to the camp right up here. So the access to this camp is gravel-covered dirt road, similar to what we're walking on right here. So I think it was about the last 8 miles was on this dirt road, but very well maintained, plenty of width. I did have traffic coming the other direction a few times, some pickup trucks that passed me, no problem. There's plenty of room for both vehicles. So up here at the entrance, there is this signage for Twist of Fate, which I'm not sure. I don't know if that's a club or a trail, but it points you down in that direction. So here's the Jorgens Hollow Campground, Sheyenne National Grassland. Smells, huh? And so it says Jorgens Hollow Campground and NCT East Trailhead. So that trail I was speaking of, it's horse and walking trails, well maintained, really great condition, with marker posts periodically. So we went down the trail a bit. We went off the trail and up into the hills also yesterday. We're going to do that again today. So I'm going to get back to the truck. I'm going to hit the bathroom, brush my teeth. I want to get this one video finished up and get it uploaded. There is very good Verizon here of 4G. So plenty of bandwidth here, which is great because in my mind, we are nowhere. If you look at this on a map, Google Earth, we're not near town. North County Oak Leaf Trail. That's OLT. Pack in, pack out. There's no garbage facilities here. There is fresh water with a pump, a well pump. You got to pump it at least 10 times to get it flowing. So here's the trailhead right here. No motor vehicles, North County Trail. JCT Oak Leaf Trail number 1003, 1.5. So he starts not wanting to follow me now because he knows we're going back to the truck. So here's the pack it in, pack it out. Come here this way. Come on. Let's go to the truck. All right, so we'll update once we start walking. All right, so we're gonna cook up this last steak we got here. So this is it's a ribeye. Picked it up at Walmart. Picked up 2 of them. We cooked the other one, the first one 2 days ago. I got some onion here that I'm chopping up that we're gonna fry up. Lefty's getting wound up because he knows he gets the scraps. So yeah, I've got one of these Coleman camping stoves. I had this from my attempts at taking Lefty camping over the last couple of years. So is the Coleman stove great? No, it's okay. It's not great, but it does allow me to get some cooking done. And I already had it, like I said, I already owned it. So I've got some whipped butter. Hey! That Lefty also wants. He has a tendency to stand right under the hottest, most dangerous thing that I'm doing. Dump these onions in here. So I bought 1 onion. I cooked half of it the other day, and now this is the other half. One thing about this Whatever. Okay. Get. Nope. Up. How's that looking? Hey! Jump down. Okay, camera's going off. I'll kill this.